for Democrats. Maureen Dowd's piece for the New York Times entitled Democrats
in the field, but has promised openly.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It's the Monday after the Thanksgiving weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great week. Mine was terrific. I was in Hawaii on the island of Oahu for a week, and I was with both my daughters, my wife, obviously, their husband and boyfriend. We had a great time. Did a lot of things, a lot of activities. I posted some things on Instagram and also on X. So those of you who followed me might have seen them. But yeah, we had a great time. It's good to be home. Good to be back to work, I guess, on this bright Monday. And it's now the official start of Christmas season. So love the month of December, especially living out here in California where we don't have to deal with the snow. And I apologize for all of you, but I've dealt with that half my life. I get it. Some of you like the snow. I know that, but at other times it wreaks havoc, with travel and everything else. But hopefully, if you were affected by it at all, you're digging out of it, and it's going to be a great. But hey, you know what? We like snow for Christmas, don't we? We always dream of a white Christmas, like Bing Crosby said, maybe 50 years ago. But anyway, yeah, back and ready to go. And we had our December surprise from our illustrious President Joe Biden. And what was that December surprise? That he pardoned his son, Hunter. Oh my God. But obviously, it's not a surprise to anyone, certainly not to me. If you go back to my past videos, every time he said, excuse me, that he wasn't going to uh, pardon Hunter, I said that's a lie. He will pardon Hunter Biden. Joe Biden has no credibility. Joe Biden lies about everything. He's lied since, for his entire career when he plagiarized other people's speeches and did, made up stories and fantasies and always made himself a hero. The guy is a pathological liar. He's got a history and a record to prove it. You are what your record is, and that's what Joe Biden is. So we all know this. But I got to tell you this, people, I'm not even upset with the fact that he pardoned his son. I get it. Honestly, I would have pardoned my son also. Even though my son would have been a derelict and a drug addict and all of this, I'd have tried to punish him in another way or tried to do it. But he's a grown man. It's kind of hard to, straighten somebody out at this point. But I would have pardoned him. I'm not even upset with that. I get it. As a matter of fact, okay, I almost applaud him for it because he's a father standing behind his son. That's not the issue at all with me. I fully expected it. I knew it. It's the deeper problem here with Joe Biden, the very deep problem. He is a pathological liar. He is an absolute hypocrite. He is a fraud. He has been his entire career. His record shows exactly what he is. Look into it. Don't take my word for it. I have to tell you, I was getting very upset today. I only wish I can sit down on a panel with some of these liberals that want to defend Joe Biden, and the only way they can defend Joe Biden is how? By knocking Donald Trump. That's all that they know how to do. I was watching Piers Morgan earlier today. I was at the gym working out. And I was listening to Piers, wasn't really watching, listening to him. And on the panel, he had two liberals. And I like Piers Morgan a lot. He's interviewed me twice. He doesn't hold back. He goes after the tough stuff. Very credible. One of the best interviewers out there. One of the best hosts out there. I happen to like him a lot, and I respect him a lot, and I respect his take on things. He says it like it is. He's a real pro, and he's a genuine guy. And he was talking about the pardon. And he said, Biden is a liar. He lied to the American people. Absolutely, 100%. And these other two liberal hosts, I'm not hosts, guests, were trying to defend Joe Biden's lie by knocking Donald Trump. That's all they know how to do. And they're saying that Joe Biden made a mistake with this lie. Made a mistake? It's like this is an isolated incident with Joe Biden. Let me refresh your memory. This is what I would have told. Let me refresh your memory. Joe Biden has lied since the day he became president, since before he became president. Do you remember at the debate when he lied about the laptop, straight out lied, said it was Russian disinformation, lied about it, said he never, ever met with any of Hunter Biden's business partners. He never, ever had a discussion with Hunter Biden or with his brother Biden about anything involving their business. Totally lies. We've seen it. The whistleblowers showed differently. The text messages, the emails, all the evidence that the Republican GOP picked up when they did their investigation for the possible impeachment of Joe Biden, they saw he lied consistently. He lied about the border. He lied about the border in such a way that people died. He's got blood on his hands. He said the border was secure for almost 3.5 years until him and his party realized that that was bad for the voters. They didn't want to see that. They wanted a secure border because people were getting hurt. They were getting killed. Migrants were coming in and causing havoc in communities and neighborhoods across the country. Biden doesn't care about the American people. He never did. He lied about Afghanistan, lied. He lied about COVID. There's a you have to, it would be a mile long. It would fill up your desk with all the lies that this guy has told that had serious and negative impact on the American people. And these two guests want to get up there and talk about, Trump, that he had to pardon his son because of Trump, what Trump would have done to him. He's an absolute liar and he's a hypocrite and a fraud. Had Joe Biden got up there today and said, "Hey, I'm pardoning my son. I'm sorry. I'm his father. I'm 81 years old. I don't want to see my son go to jail. He made a lot of mistakes. He did a lot of bad things. I get it, but I am pardoning him. I hope as citizens of America and as fathers and family people, you can understand." I would have respected that. But what I wouldn't have done is go back all of these months and emphatically state, not only him, but his press secretary, emphatically state, I will not pardon my son, when he knew he was lying because he's pathological. He knew all along he was going to pardon his son. Why didn't he say it? Because of political reasons. If he'd have said that, he thought he would have lost votes. That was it. No other reason. Joe Biden is a schemer. He's a fraud, he's a hypocrite, and he's a pathological liar. It was a shame that he even held that position in the White House. He absolutely did more harm to America than anybody I've known in my whole past, anyone throughout my whole lifetime. This is a bad guy. He was never competent enough to be a president. He just doesn't have the moral core to be president. Come on, all you Trump haters, come right out. But I will tell you this. This is what I challenge you. Show me through the 4 years that Donald Trump was president how he hurt this country. Show me. We already debunked the racism garbage. You know what? I love my fellow Americans, even the ones that didn't vote for Trump. You know what? I get it. I understand. You've been fed this garbage. You've been fed this nonsense from the top. You've been told all of this BS for so long, so you bought into it. You didn't do your research. You didn't really focus on it. But you know what? You're going to understand it over the next several years when Trump does his best with his team to straighten America out to your benefit, to my benefit, to everyone's benefit, to the world's benefit. You're going to find this out. But my fellow Americans, look at the map. Look at the red on the map. America woke up. They've had it with you, Biden. They've had it with you, Harris. You're a total fraud. You didn't receive one vote, not even one vote. There was no primary. You were installed. When you ran for president, you didn't even break 1%. You were the first one out. You're totally incompetent. You blew through $2 billion in a losing campaign. You paid people off. You paid that shark, Al Sharpton, who I knew well. I can tell you stories about Al Sharpton. I knew him well. You paid that shark $500,000 to sit down and have an interview with him? Are you kidding me? $2.5 million to Oprah Winfrey? God knows what you paid Beyonce to just stand up on the stage in order to get people in to see you because nobody wanted to listen to you. You're a fraud. An absolute fraud. This whole campaign was a fraud and a waste of donor money and a waste of time and effort. It was a fraud. Joe Biden, you're a fraud. I want to show you something, people. I have to tell you this. Let's go back a minute. Why didn't he not just pardon his son for the criminal activity that he's been convicted of? The gun charge and the tax evasion charge. That was it. Do you know what he did? Do you realize what he did? For those of you that weren't paying attention today, he went all the way back to 2014 and gave him blanket immunity and pardon for any crime that could have taken place from 2014 to the present time. Now, why did he do that? Well, 2014 is when he took the seat at Burisma, when he got paid all that money. People, Joe Biden is a crook and a treasonous president. He sold out this country. He had to pardon his son because he was complicit. He allowed his son to go around the world collecting money from antagonistic countries to put in his pocket and his family's pocket. We know that. The whistleblower said it. It proves it on the laptop. Hunter Biden's own words said, I share this money with my father. He said it in so many words. He was tired of paying his bills. Joe Biden allowed his son to peddle the office of vice presidency so that he could pocket money. He absolutely did it. The investigation that Comer took in the House proved it, showed overwhelming evidence for a racketeering indictment. The Democrats shut it down because they don't care about America. They don't care about truth. They don't care about honesty. They have a record to prove it. Now, for those of you that hate Donald Trump, show me Donald Trump's record in the White House in the 4 years that he was president, that you can say the same about him. What did he do to damage this country? Show me. Give me facts. Give me evidence. We already know the racism is BS. We already know the fascism is BS. The Hitler stuff is BS. The threat to democracy is BS. Everything that they accused Donald Trump of doing, these people did themselves and did it 100 times worse. Remember Joe Biden standing up there? No one is above the law. No one is above the rule of law. And then he pardons his son, Hunter. He is a hypocrite and a phony. To me, it's embarrassing that he ever stood in the White House as an American citizen and a former mobster. I can say that. He's an embarrassment, that he ever took a seat in the White House because he is corrupt. He is corrupt. Nancy Pelosi, corrupt. Adam Schiff, corrupt. They all should be investigated by Donald Trump. Even if nothing were to occur afterwards, we have to stop this type of behavior. I want to get you other people, get you people more upset. The waste of taxpayer money in this administration especially is mind-boggling. Just wait until Vivek and Elon come out with this platform they're going to put online to let you see the government waste that's gone on and what they're cutting. Do you know that the Pentagon has failed 7 audits? They have almost $1 trillion budget. They have failed 7 audits in a row. You don't know where your taxpayer money is going. Maybe it's going, overseas to Ukraine, and a kickback is coming back. This is a corrupt agency, I'm telling you, I love our military. I love our military people. I love our veterans. I support it 1000%. But the people at the top, the DEI people that he's put in at the top, they're corrupt. Donald, if you do nothing in the next 4 years, you got to clean house so America can function properly again. You must clean house. I want to show you something. This is funny. We think all mobsters are dumb. They're not. Let me tell you this. Do you know who Carlo Gambino is? Let me show you something. This is a quote from Carlo Gambino. Judges, lawyers, and politicians have a license to steal. We don't need one. That's a quote from Carlo Gambino. Okay, if you can see it, I'm holding it up with my phone. All right, that's a quote. Joe Biden, he has a license to steal, as does Nancy Pelosi, as does probably Mitch McConnell. I'm not going to, sing this is only a Democratic deal. They're just the most obvious. They're just out there. They just do it and they don't even care. They're flagrantly flaunting themselves and they don't even care. They lie. They steal. They are hypocrites, and they don't even care. Do you know why, people? They honestly don't care about the American people. If Joe Biden cared about the American people, do you think he would allow the havoc that's been caused with this open border? Do you think he would have allowed that Venezuelan gang, Trent de Agua, to infiltrate 16 states now, to take over apartment complexes, to rob, to steal, to enter into human trafficking, to terrorize people in certain areas? Do you think he would have allowed Lincoln Riley to be murdered? Do you think he would allow the overflow of drugs that are coming in through this open border? Do you think he would have allowed the 300,000 minor children that have went through the cracks that nobody can find? Do you think he would have allowed that? Do you think he would have allowed fentanyl to pour into this country and opioids so that 100,000 people a year can be killed by it? Or do you think he would have shut it all down? Do you think he would have at least reached out to the parents and the family of the 13 people that were killed, the 13 military that were killed in Afghanistan? He never reached out to them, nor did Harris. Never reached out to them. Do you think he would have? You think he really cared about America? If he wanted to, he would have controlled crime in the cities. Do you think if he really cared? Do you think he would have really tried to stem inflation rather than increase our national debt at the rate that he did and accomplish nothing? If he really cared, do you think he would have stopped drilling in this country so that our natural gas and our natural fuel, okay, would be able to service the country properly? He doesn't care about this country. He never cared about the people. If he did, he wouldn't lie, and he wouldn't steal, and he wouldn't have been treasonous the way he did. He is a bad person. He's weak. I love when he gets up there and says, "Oh, I'll take you out in the backyard and I'll fight you." You're weak. Who are you kidding? Who are you going to fight? This is a bad guy. And his legacy, he don't care about his legacy. He cared about the money and the power that he put in his pocket. That's it. That's all he cared about. And it shows, people. And you have to clean the swamp. Again, I'm so proud of my fellow Americans. You showed it in this election that you don't believe and you're not buying into any of this garbage anymore. And listen, if there's anybody out there now that doesn't believe that Joe Biden and the Democratic Party was at the helm of weaponizing the Department of Justice, the FBI, to go after Donald Trump, then you're living in Disneyland. Absolute Disneyland. It's so obvious. It's so pathetic. The garbage cases that they brought against him. They did everything in their power to try to destroy this man. They couldn't do it. And thank God for the American people waking up and seeing it. They didn't buy into all the racist garbage. They didn't buy into the Hitler. They didn't buy into the threat of democracy. You know, the only thing that Joe Biden was honest about? He was honest about this when he called the American people garbage. He called the MAGA people garbage. Well, you know what? Now the popular vote showed, okay, that most of the people in Biden's opinion are garbage because they voted for Donald Trump and they voted against you and your sick party. And all these people that want to defend the reason that Donald Trump won, you know why he won? Because the American people woke up and saw through your hypocrisy, your fraud, and your lies. That's it. And yeah, you know what? I am angry. You know why I'm angry? Because during COVID, when they lied to us, people were separated from their loved ones who died. They couldn't even go in the room to comfort their loved ones or pay their last respects or see them because of the lies from Fauci, the lies from Biden. Remember Biden? This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. Total lie because he wanted to force you because he's in bed, okay, with the drug companies, in bed with the Department of Education, the teachers unions. He's in bed with them. Kept our kids out of school so they fell way behind in this country. They're liars. They didn't care about America then. They don't care about America now. And please don't ever forget what these people have done to us. Don't ever forget it. Don't fall asleep in these next 4 years. If this Democratic Party doesn't have a total evolution about them and get back to normalcy, throw them the hell out where they belong. the AOCs and all of these crackpot progressives that they are, okay, that stand behind, gender affirming surgery for minors, about keeping this knowledge away from parents, about calling parents domestic, terrorists because they're interested in what they're learning in this, what the kids are learning in school. They're interested in, obviously, whatever emotional issues they may be going through. And you want to call a parent a domestic terrorist if they want to know why their son or their daughter, okay, wants to transition to another gender? You want to call them domestic terrorists even if they have a say in that? You know what, our president, I said this many times before, he had the gall to get up from the White House and say that the banning of gender affirming surgery in minors is both outrageous and immoral. This is a father? He may love his son, but that line alone shows me that he was more worried about his own ass, okay, with this Biden crime family that he was in charge of. He orchestrated, he allowed to happen. He's a thief and he's a treasonous sellout. That's what he is. I'm sorry. I say it like it is. And why am I saying it? Because he hurt my country. And I have children and grandchildren, okay, that he could have put at serious risk if we weren't here to protect them and make them aware. Watch where you go in the streets. Don't go at the drug, all the stuff that we had to teach them to protect them from our president and his agenda. It's disgusting what this guy did. He should have never been elected. And I'm telling you this right now, I don't care what anybody says. He didn't get 81 million votes. No way in hell did he get 81 million votes. And look, this election, we saw it in a couple of states. They tried to pull up fraud. They tried to have votes that were unidentified, not registered, no IDs. They tried to do it. The Republicans over the last 4 years have gotten wise to it and they prevented it. That's what happened. They prevented it. So go back to 2020 with all the COVID stuff, all the write-in votes. You don't think that they played, you think, rather, I should say, that they played fairly? With all the deceit and dishonesty that we've seen in the 4 years, why would you believe that they played fair back then? Why? How could you trust them? All they've done is lie and steal and become frauds. That's all they are. And why am I so upset about this? Because people, you can never let this happen again. We can never allow these people to pull the wool over our eyes again. We have a second chance. Donald Trump is not perfect. Nobody is saying he's perfect. He's not. But is he 1,000% better? Yeah. How do I know that? Because he has a record to show it. He has a record to show it. He was 4 years as president and the country was in good shape. And remember this, Biden and Fauci lied about the origin of the COVID virus. They lied about it. They tried to cover it up. How? How could you trust them ever again? How long did they lie about the border? How long did they lie about President Biden's competency until he blew it the night of the debate? How? And then they put up that puppet, that make-believe person to become president of this country. God forbid that would have happened. The most incompetent, unqualified person ever to seek the office of the presidency and get as far as she did. But remember, she didn't get a single vote. The party that always accused Donald Trump of destroying democracy, what did they do? They installed a candidate who never got one vote, not one vote. And they're talking about, Donald Trump destroying democracy. Everything they falsely accused Donald Trump of doing, they actually did themselves, and 100 times worse, people. So yeah, let's talk about the pardon. Let's sum it up. He's a hypocrite and a phony. And you know what? I'll tell you what, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, no question. People say, well, come on, Michael, you're being kind of, nasty to these people. Hey, let me tell you something. When Jesus Christ was sitting with his people, and he was teaching, and the Pharisees and the scribes came up to him and they tried to trap him. And he looked at them, and you know what he said? You're hypocrites. You sit there and you pray and your faces are all distorted and you try to show people how holy you are, and all you are doing it for is to serve yourself. You're hypocrites. He called them right out. He was so bold about it. And maybe he did it, I'm sure he did a lot more tactfully than I'm doing it now, because he was probably more controlled. But you know what? We're not meek as Christians. We don't just sit here and back and let people walk all over us. And we tell the truth. We expose these people for what they are. Now, do we want to condemn them to hell? No. My prayer for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi is that they repent. You don't have to repent to me. Repent to God. Get up there and look in the mirror and say, look what I've done. Repent. I don't want to see anybody go to hell, quite honestly. But these are bad people, as they are right now. They're bad people because they've set our country on a track of destruction. And they've had lives were at stake. They all have blood on their hands, as far as I'm concerned. They all have blood on their hands. Joe Biden, people died because of his agenda and his policies. Because of people have died within our borders. And he caused it. Him and Harris caused it, and the entire progressive Democratic Party that stood behind him and allowed this stuff to happen. And look at that Democratic, politician. I think he's a congressperson. I think he's in Massachusetts or Maine, whatever. He said straight out, there's no trans man is going to come into my daughter's bathroom. I'm not going to allow that to happen. And his own party started getting off on him. There's a guy that's some sanity. He's a father. I have 5 daughters. I have granddaughters. You ain't putting no trans man in my granddaughter or my daughter's bathroom. Hell no. Lock me up. Because something bad's going to happen at that point. I mean, these people are sick. There's something mentally and emotionally wrong with them. Really. Kamala Harris, what does she say? She wants taxpayer money to pay for inmates to have trans surgery. Is she kidding me? Think of the absurdity of that, but she publicly stated it. She wanted you and me and everybody listening to put our taxpayer dollars that we're giving to this irresponsible government to pay for trans surgery for inmates in prison. We were told in prison we're not entitled to anything. You're entitled to that surgery on taxpayer money? Are you kidding me? How could you even consider for 1 second somebody like that qualified to be president of the United States? And Joe Biden, so concerned about children, he wouldn't even acknowledge his granddaughter. For how long? Wouldn't acknowledge her, refused to acknowledge that he had a granddaughter. And this is I have no empathy for Joe Biden whatsoever. Zero. I think he's a bad person. I think his behavior has been destructive. I think he is a liar, a thief, a treasonous person, and a total hypocrite. That's my take on it, people. And you can call me out, whatever. I'm ready to debate anybody on this. I would love, again, to sit on a panel with some of these liberals. Today defending, well, Joe Biden made a mistake. Made a mistake? He's been lying since day one. What are you talking about? The guy never tells the truth, and you accuse Donald Trump of lying? Lying about what? I'll agree with this. Donald Trump maybe embellishes things. There's a difference. Oh, I was the greatest president ever. Well, maybe you weren't the greatest. You were pretty good, Donald. You might not have been the greatest. Or maybe he will be the greatest. I think he has a chance to prove that in these next 4 years. I really do. The greatest comeback ever? You're damn right. Everybody counted him out. What this guy has gone through. Give me a break. You weak people out there, you couldn't stand up for 1% of what this guy had to go through. And his 4 years of presidency, can you imagine if he wasn't fighting every day of his life against these people trying to bury him? This liar, Adam Schiff, with this Russia. He lied to this country. He needs to be investigated. Don't put him on any committees. He's not qualified. He's a liar. And he's a hypocrite. With this Russia spent what? Over $35 million of your taxpayer money on a phony investigation. They knew it was phony. Why? They knew because the document that they presented was phony, the dossier. Remember? It was phony. The same way those 51 intelligence agents got up and said that the laptop was Russian disinformation. They lied. It was phony. They're liars. And they lie where they hurt people. Don't ever let these people back in power again. And what Donald Trump is doing, they're scared because he's getting outside people that are not part of the swamp to run in his cabinet. And he's so smart in doing that. Don't let any of these corrupt people that are used to the establishment and used to the same game being played over and over again get in there, Donald. And please, for the sake of America, clean house. And let me tell you something. Let me give a little kudo to Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani said it. He said it. He named it. This is the Biden crime family. Look what they've done to that man. Look what they've done to Rudy Giuliani. Once my arch enemy, tried to put me away for 100 years. But when something is right, it's right. They went after this guy. They're looking to bury him in every which way. Do I think it's fair? Absolutely not. If he would have done the same thing for Joe Biden, they would give him a trophy. He'd have an appointment. He'd be the best guy in the world. These phony hypocrites went after him because he nailed it. He said it, the Biden crime family, and he's 1,000% right on that. I'd stake my life on it. That evidence that the GOP uncovered, the whistleblowers, the laptop, the text messages, the emails, the meetings that he had, it's a racketeering indictment 1,000%. And this phony Joe Biden, when he said, I got the prosecutor of Burisma, I got him fired. I held back $1 billion of aid for Ukraine. I got him fired. Of course he did, because he knew that this prosecutor might get to the bottom of the Biden crime family and the money they were stealing by putting a crackhead on the board who never had any knowledge of energy whatsoever and paying him what? Over $1 million a year. Who are you kidding? You're not fooling me, man. I come from the street. You are not fooling me. And I am going to continue to make the American people aware and challenge me because I have the answers. And if I don't, I'll get them. And if I can't get them, I'll tell you I don't have them. But I'm not going to make statements that I can't support. And I'm going to tell you this, the whole January 6th debacle. Remember what happened there. Donald Trump told Nancy Pelosi, you need the National Guard. These people are upset. You need the National Guard. She refused. She refused. When they finally had the investigation, she threw every Republican off of the committee. Every Republican. It was found that they walked certain people into that. I believe with all my heart, it was a setup from the Democrats. They set this up to go after Donald Trump. It was just another nail in the coffin that they were trying to put him in. That's all it was. And I pray and hope that whoever is head of the Department of Justice, they investigate that. Investigate it. Put the real committee in. Get real people out of there because remember, people are languishing in jail. Languishing in jail, innocent people that might have walked into that Capitol building that day. They don't have a sentencing date. They don't have a hearing date. They're languishing in jail. And yeah, I hope Trump, I hope he pardons every single one of them because it was a phony investigation from the Democrats and Nancy Pelosi allowed it to happen. She's the architect. She belongs in jail. She don't care who she buries. She don't care about the American people, her constituents in San Francisco. She could care less about those people. That city has gone to hell under her watch. Her and this idiot Newsom, who's as big a thief and related to her. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. How do they challenge her? Newsom has destroyed California. And now he's thrown his chest out. He put this committee together or this panel together to Trump-proof California. Trump-proof California. That's why the state is in the sewer because of you. He's going to fight the sanctuary state. What do you care? What do you care? Go back to, French Laundry when you had every other person, couldn't go into a restaurant. You go sit in a French Laundry without your mask on and have a ball, the most expensive place in all of California. You're a hypocrite also, Newsom. I'm sorry. And you destroyed this thing. You turned a surplus into a terrible deficit. And you want to continue to destroy this country. But what did the people do? Look at the map. Look at the map. Most of California practically is red. It's only in these major cities like LA and San Francisco where they voted for Harris. But they'll get wise too. Trust me, they will get wise too. You can only pull the wool over people's eyes for so long because people are feeling it. And I'm going to tell you this again, thank you to all my black brothers and sisters out there who woke up and who speak out, who speak up against the fraud and the lies that they threw against Donald Trump for these past 4 years. I want to tell you this, Joe Biden, if people are honest, he's going to go down as the worst president in the history of this country. Dan Bongino says it, Donald Trump says it, and it's the truth. And how do we know this? Excuse me, because he has a record to prove it. You are what your record says you are. And you compare him to Donald Trump, there isn't even a comparison. They're not even the same universe, but Donald Trump cares about the American people. He's shown it before, he's showing it now. And I really hope you clean house, Donald. Clean house. Get rid of these people. Get them out of there. Put them out to pasture. But investigate them, please. And let the American people see. Let them see. Give them the facts and show them how bad it is. And I believe that if a thorough and honest investigation of done as January 6th, you're going to find out that they set it all up. They set it up. And don't ever forget, go back. There's so many things, and I'm rambling now, but I'm rambling to get it all out. Remember how they tried to censor. They tried to censor the social media platforms. They did it with the laptop. Okay, they did it several times. The FBI went in there. They put false information in the hands of Mark Zuckerberg and Twitter and all of these accounts. It came out. They said it. Zuckerberg agreed later on. I shouldn't have done that. They tried to censor it again. Every false accusation they made against Donald Trump, trying to suppress democracy, they have done themselves 100 times worse. So, how do I sum this up and get to some questions? Very simple. Joe Biden, a liar, a fraud, a hypocrite, and a thief. And Rudy Giuliani should be getting an apology, because he's the one that said it long time ago. It's the Biden crime family. And let me tell you something about Rudy Giuliani. He knows how to investigate. That's for sure. Everybody loved him when he was prosecuting the mob, prosecuted me and a bunch of my friends, put him in prison, used the RICO statute very effectively. He knows the statute and he said it straight out. Joe Biden and his son and his brother is the Biden crime family. And he was 1,000% right. And I only hope that if Trump gets in, or I'm sorry, when Trump gets in, he pardons Rudy Giuliani. That's right. He should get all this garbage off of him because Rudy told the truth. And remember, I call it like it is. I have no relationship with Rudy. He tried to prosecute me, put me away for 100 years. Fortunately, I beat the case. But what's right is right. And what that man went through for being a Trump ally, for investigating and finding out the truth, look what they've done to him. It's a disgrace. Donald will make it right. I know he will. He does the right thing and he's not afraid. And let me tell you something. I think people are shaking in their boots. Nancy Pelosi, I hope you're shaking in your boots because you had the nerve to file again to get back in office at the age of 86. What kind of relationship do you have with your husband and your family? You want to stay in Washington, D.C. and destroy the country even further or try to? You've already made $500 million. Go home to your family. They can't give it up. They cannot give it up. The power. It's disgusting. It's despicable. I'm sorry, people, but you get the truth from me, and that's it. Let me get to some questions. Oh, boy. Big December surprise that he pardoned his son. Come on. I mean, you had to believe in Santa Claus if you believed he wouldn't do that. If you didn't believe he was going to pardon his son. Okay, I'm having a little trouble getting to this. Why is that happening? Hey, Max, can you get me questions here? For some reason, I can't get to them. I'm trying to. Man, I don't know what's happening here. I can't see the questions. Max, you on with me? Not sure why this is not pulling up. Give me one more second, people. Okay, getting there. Hang on.
This was the holy grail during menopause. I screamed when I saw.
Getting there. All right, here we go. I got it. Thank you, Vlad. Appreciate it. Okay, so again, we don't ask for donations, but we do appreciate them. Thank you very much. And I understand. And when people do donate, I do get to their questions first. It's only respectful to do that, but I'll try to take as many as I could. Gary Carter, thank you very much for your generous donation. Thank you for saying what we believe out loud. God bless us all. Thank you, Gary. And I hope, and listen, you have disagree with me if you must. No problem. I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. Here we're trying to get to the truth and stop anything like this from happening again. And if you disagree, that's okay. Let me know what you disagree with and let's talk about it. Okay, the orange pill nurse, thank you very much. Trump pardoned 4 people in his campaign for lying on behalf of Trump to the FBI in regards to Russia. He also pardoned his son-in-law father. So what's acting like a mob boss? Rudy broke after defaming innocent election workers. People, let me tell you something. I just said at the beginning of this, I have no problem with him pardoning his son. I get it. I understand it. Right or wrong, I probably would pardon my son too, and so would most of the fathers out there. I get it. That's not the problem. The problem is he lied about it. Did Donald Trump ever get up there and said, I'm not going to pardon Roger Stone. I'm not going to pardon any of these people. I'm not going to pardon my family. No, he didn't. He just pardoned them. Okay. For whatever reason he did, he pardoned them. And I understand that. And yes, Joe Biden pardoned his son also all the way back to 2014 because he knows he's implicated in treasonous activity in this country. He knows that. He put $27 million in his bank accounts, in his family bank accounts, and he got it from China and Ukraine and other nefarious places. He did it. And he did it as vice president. He peddled his office. Donald Trump didn't do that. I'm sorry. There is a difference. So I do understand. I have no problem with Donald Trump pardoning people that, whatever. But he didn't get up there and lie to the American people and say he wasn't going to do it. Emphatically lied like Joe Biden did. He lied several times. He had his press secretary lie several times, and he did it only for political reasons. And he knew he was lying, but he lies all the time. There is a difference. He lied about Ukraine. He lied about the border. He lied about Afghanistan. He lied about COVID. He's got blood on his hands for all of these lies that he continues to tell. There is a difference. So I hope you understand that. That's the difference. He is a liar. Thank you for that, Orange Bill. I appreciate it. The best Tom, I think you missed Logan's message. It is his 30th birthday today and wanted to shout out. Logan, happy birthday, 30 years old. You're a youngster. You're in the prime of your life, my friend. I hope everything is going good. So happy birthday to Logan. And thank you for jumping on this and being a follower. I appreciate it. Okay, who else do we have here? Professor Hamato, thank you for your donation. Could you give a shout out to Asian Men of Honor in New York? They worked well with the Sicilians and Jews, but don't get any credit. Well, Asian men, listen, I appreciate you very much. I used to go to Little Italy quite a bit. Chinatown was next door. A lot of Asian men were there. We always got along, no problem at all there. Met many in prison that I got along with. So here is a shout out to all the Asians in New York and all over this country. We love you. I've been to Japan. I've been to Singapore. I've been to a lot of Asian countries. Always get along well with you people. So and when I say you people, that's not negative, please. Just the way I talk. So yeah, you got your shout out. Okay, Diane Rose. Love from Long Island. My dad always said they're real crooks, and he always said Believe nothing you read and half of what you see. Thank you for being you. Well, thank you, Diane. Your father is a wise man. And Long Island, obviously, I lived a good part of my life there. I love the place. I have a lot of good memories there. And so thank you for jumping in. Okay, let me see if we got anybody else. I'm sure there'll be some more. Blast Radius, thank you. The orange pill nurse. The difference is Biden lied about pardoning his criminal son. Deflecting to Trump is pure cop out from Democratic shills. I know, people. They always deflect to Trump, and that's the problem. Hold people responsible for their activity. Don't try to lay it on someone else. But I noticed Joe Biden has taken responsibility for nothing. Even here, he said that his son was persecuted because of him. Well, yeah, they were trying to get to the bottom of the Biden crime family, but Hunter did commit these crimes. And remember this. Remember this too. Joe Biden is a criminal. His own special counsel, appointed by his Department of Justice, said what? Joe Biden is guilty of having classified documents he shouldn't have had. He's guilty. But what? We couldn't take him to trial because he's a poor old man with a failing memory. But he's guilty. Nobody talks about that. They didn't raid his house with guns early in the morning. They didn't treat him the way they treated Donald Trump because it was Joe Biden's Justice Department that said, go after Trump, use any means that you have to. Can you not see it? Come on, people. It's so obvious. Get the blinders of Donald Trump out and just focus on what Biden and his administration has done. That's all you need to do. You're intelligent people. David O'Brien, awesome, Mr. Franzese. So David O'Brien, I'm living well, man. Hopefully everything goes good at Christmas and the New Year. Very best to you, David. I'm glad you're living well. A Merry Christmas to you. I'm sure we'll be in touch before then, maybe on another podcast like this. Hunter committed hundreds of crimes and posted them on his laptop. That's true. Posted them on his laptop. Remember, Russian disinformation. The laptop is a fraud. And remember this, when Joe Biden said the laptop was wrong and a fraud, his FBI had already authenticated it. They already knew it was real. He lied to the American public again. And people had said, had that laptop information come out, this was prior to him being elected. He may not have been elected, even though it was a fraudulent election, as far as I'm concerned. He may not have been elected. So who knows? Who knows? Michael interviewed a Johnny Guy, former Chinese gangster, Professor Hamato. Yes, Johnny Chang, wonderful young man. The way he's turned his life around is unbelievable. You can go and see my video. I love Johnny. I'm going to have him on again. We were recently in contact. Wished him a happy Thanksgiving. A very admirable young man, I must say that. Okay, have you been to Middle Village? Of course, in Queens, many, many times. Good friend of mine, Fritzie Giovanelli, he was a bookmaker there. I used to visit him all the time. I know the area very well. Love it. So well said, Michael. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you very much, Thumper. Appreciate that. Aaron, thank you very much. Jill didn't even help Biden when he was stumbling on the beach and nearly collapsed. Look, Jill Biden, I don't want to even get into her. You know what I mean? She's another one. How do you compare her to Melania? There's no comparison. Let's leave it at that. Randall Hub, thank you. Newsom should be audited. Lottery funds, Michael, and so on. What do you think? Newsom should be thoroughly investigated. Absolutely. How did he turn a big surplus? I forget the number. I think it was 70 billion. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. $70 billion surplus into a huge deficit in this country. How did he do it? He's a multimillionaire, like his aunt or his relative, Nancy Pelosi. They're thieves. They don't care about the American people. He wants to now, he wants to, what did he say? Protect against Trump. He wants the illegal migrants to stay here and continue to wreak havoc. He wants people to pay. He wants taxpayer dollars to pay for these people while they're not getting the welfare and the services that they deserve. He doesn't care. These are hypocrites and phonies. They live in their ivory tower. They don't care. All they care about is maintaining power and getting wealthy. That's it. Jill Biden is the image of Alice Cooper. Okay, but Jill is a doctor. Yeah, okay. Excuse wants the Burisma op buried. Of course, they don't want Burisma to come out. How does a crackhead get put in a position to make $80,000 a month, over $1 million a year? How does he get put in that position? Of course, we know how, because his father is the vice president, and that's how you get influence. And that's money went into the Biden crime family coffers. Remember suspicious bank accounts? Remember the shell companies that they had? All they did was collect money that the vice president allowed to his son to go collect. Come on, it's total corruption. It's so obvious. Craig Nickham, thank you. Off the subject a little. Was there a certain social club or bar that you and your gang like to hang out at? Is it still there? No, it's not still there. It was actually in Greenpoint, where I was born and raised. And it was on Metropolitan Avenue. We had a social club there. We also had a social club on the corner of Jackson and Leonard Street, which was my grandfather's original bakery. And we turned it into a social club. No, they're not there anymore. That's gone. Blast Radius. Democrats literally have been getting away with a lot of crap and deflecting recently. Alec Baldwin, Jussie Smollett, Bob Menendez, Joe and Hunter Biden have all gotten away with it. Yeah, it is a two-tier system of justice, and it's all in the Democrats' favor. And they make out that it's not. They're the biggest hypocrites alive. Trust me, they're the worst. They're so blatant. They do it right out in the open. They don't care. I'm going to be doing a video on all of these celebrities. It's coming up. You're gonna enjoy this very much. Trust me. Dominic Palmieri. Hey, Mikey, just got done eating purple olives and that green box Betty and Greek cold pasta. Anyway, it sounds delicious, Dominic. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I love Greek food. I love olives. I love everything like that. Drake Noir. So let's trade a corrupt family for another and have to like it. Okay, where are they corrupt? Show us in the White House how Donald Trump was corrupt and what he did to hurt America. Show me that. Show me while he was in office how he hurt America. Had he done it, he would have already been indicted, prosecuted, persecuted. The Democrats would have found it. Stop with that. Stop making things up. Stop listening to these people's lies. It's a lie. Do you understand that? Donald Trump and his company lost money while he was president. The man never took a salary. The guy took a hit. He paid zillions of dollars in legal fees. Don't listen to the lies that they're telling you. Search for the facts and you'll see something different. Trust me. Michael, God bless you. Oh, God bless you, yours and all your endeavors. 1212 Leo Snake. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Ruben Gaelic, what about the Campisi? I'm not sure about that. You have to explain that to me. Tony Gabrin, his Aunt Nancy Lucy, you can bet, gave him insider trading tips. Of course she did. She made her family wealthy. Joe Booth visited my niece when she lived in Long Island. Seemed like a very nice place. Long Island was great. Loved it. I implore you to look into what the Irish citizens are dealing with this past year because it's what's coming our way if we don't keep mindful of our P's and Q's. Well, I agree with you on that. I'm going to do a video on that. We have something coming up in the future, and you're 100% right with that. Megan, thank you very much. I saw you and Sammy on PBD podcast as Sammy told a story about Trump. Do you think Biden or other politicians would have taken the offer? Of course they would have. Absolutely. Biden took any offer that came his way that he could hide. He did it through his son. He did it through his brother. Biden's a thief, plain English. And if he's ever investigated properly and thoroughly and honestly, you'll find it out. Mark T. Thank you, Mark. Hey, Michael, I grew up in Merrick on Long Island in the 70s and 80s. I'm sure we could share some stories from back in the day. Keep up the good work. Jesus is Lord. Amen, Mark. Yeah, I'm sure we could. 70s and 80s were good time in Long Island for sure. But thank you for jumping in, Mark. Appreciate it. Okay, what else we have here? Moist Fish, thank you very much. Hey, Mr. Franzese, big fan. Thank you. Bit off topic. Quick question for you. I watched a video earlier of Sammy talking about the Flores twins. In your previous life, you ever conduct business in Chicago? Yes, I did. I love the city of Chicago. I love it until today. If you saw a video with me and Big Homie talking about the whole Diddy matter, We're going to try to do some of the Chicago to help curb the violence that's been happening there since the Obama, maybe before Obama's administration, but Obama did nothing in his hometown to try to curb it, to try to help the gang violence, innocent people being killed every weekend. He didn't care. Biden didn't care. Trump didn't do enough. He tried to. He wanted to send the National Guard in there, but they refused it. Trump at least tried, okay? Hopefully he'll get a second shot at that and maybe give law enforcement the ability to stop what's going on there. I have said that I would offer my services to talk to these gangbangers. Big Homie said he would do it also. We'll see what happens. But Moist Fish, thank you very much. Melanie, have you been to Middle Village? I answered that. Yes. Happy holiday. Merry Christmas from Verna Wicks. Thank you. I listen to you all the time. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Let me see. Trump is no crook. Trump is not a crook. Come on, man. You know, you want to talk about what he did as a contractor, developer. Listen, everybody has something in their past. I got stuff in my past. You want to bring it up? So does Donald Trump. So do most of the people here. It might be minor, might be bigger. So what? We're talking about his effectiveness as the president of the United States. That's what we care about. I don't care about what happened in a hotel room 18 years ago with an alleged hooker or whatever the heck she was that they persecuted this guy for. I don't care about that. Doesn't affect his presidency in any way. I want to know what he's doing for the country. That's it. Nonsense. Michael, how would you handle somebody making false accusations against you? I get it all the time. On YouTube, you know, people making false accusations against me all the time. I normally ignore them because they can't back it up. There's no validity to it. There's no truth to it. You can't fight with people on social media. I've challenged people. I say, you got something to say? Come and say it to my face. Don't be a coward on social media and make statements that you really can't back up anyway, that you don't know the full story, that you try to, put your spin on it and you think you know. Don't do that. You got something to say? Come and say it to my face. Be a real big man. That's how I deal with it. And then I'll respond to you the way I'll respond to you. Whatever way that comes out, it comes out. Okay. But social media, no, they want to engage you in that back and forth nonsense. They want to. And I don't get involved in that. And believe me, a lot of people have taken shots with me. Doesn't matter. Michael, do you think the RICO laws are unconstitutional and should get rid of them? I don't like the RICO law. I think it's too broad a statute. I don't like it, but it's something that we have to live with. It's not going away. I just wish they would indict the right people under the RICO statute. That's what they should do, not be selective about it, but we'll see what happens. Blast Radius, Democrats lying about Trump's, thank you, Blast Radius, record in the White House with a great economy, actually put America's priorities first, keeping to his promises. All Democrats have are lies and misdirection. This current administration, absolutely. I'm not putting a blanket on all Democrats. And let me tell you something. Democratic people in this country are good people. Some of them have swallowed the Kool-Aid, have drank the Kool-Aid, but they're not bad people. And I would never, never call them bad people. I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not Hillary Clinton, calling people deplorable, calling them garbage. I'm not these people that keep pouncing on MAGA Republicans that vote for Donald Trump. They actually are demeaning the American citizens that they're supposed to represent, and they're supposed to take care of their benefits and welfare. But they demean them because they voted for somebody, not you. I wouldn't do that. I think if the American people, Democrats and Republicans, all really are paying attention, and some of them can't, some of them because of this shit economy that we have, excuse me, are out breaking their backs working, 10 hours a day to feed their family. They don't have time to sit down and watch these candidates bloviate and spill their lies. And some of them, so they hear sound bites and that's what they believe. They believe Donald Trump is a Hitler. They've heard it 2 or 3 times. Oh my God, he's Hitler. What is he going to do to us? Come on. And all these maniacs that are leaving the country because of Donald Trump, they might be leaving because of Diddy. Yeah, maybe. They might be leaving because of Diddy. You know what I saw recently? Oh my gosh. That women are actually sterilizing themselves because Donald Trump is becoming president. What kind of insanity? This is sad. It's pathetic. What do you think he's going to do to your bodies? You're sterilizing yourself instead of taking a birth control pill. You're afraid. What are you sterilizing yourself for? This is 2024. Birth control is there for everyone and anyone. What do you just think? Abortion is the only means of birth control? Be responsible and don't get yourself pregnant. You got to sterilize yourself because Donald Trump, I feel bad for you. I really do. I would love to sit down and talk to you. You need counseling. You need therapy. There's something wrong with these women. I just read it today. The women standing in front of a lake, shouting out at the lake because Donald Trump has become president. Are you kidding me? What is the matter with you people? Get some help, get some therapy. Really. You really need it. There's an emotional issue there that you've been drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever the expression is, but man, get with it. David, 490. I don't see any question there. Okay, let me see if there's a question. Nope, I don't see it. Thank you very much. Eric Joseph, thank you. Love your wine, man. Thank you very much. Awesome stuff. God bless you, brother. When is your next Bible study? My next Bible study, people, and everybody on here, is tomorrow night. We normally do it on the first and last Wednesday, at least I do, of every month. But I'll be in Dallas, Texas on Wednesday. So I'm doing the Bible study tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So if you can jump in, fine. It's free. All you got to do is register. michaelfranzese.com/Bible study. All you need to do is put your email in. We want to know who's joining us, and we want to be able to follow up with you if necessary. I'm getting a load of Bibles in for some of you. They're Greg Laurie's New Beginner's Bible. They got wonderful notes in there to explain a lot of the verses and a lot of the stories in the Bible. I think you're going to really enjoy that. But we have a nice session tomorrow night prepared. It's all about Thanksgiving for this coming month. So please come on tomorrow night. Again, michaelfranzese.com/Bible study. Just jump in and register with your email. That's got to be against the law. How could you do that? How can you pardon somebody for a crime they've not been convicted of or charged with? You can do that. You can give them blanket immunity for anything that might come up, okay, in a certain period of time. Joe Biden went back 11 years to Burisma 2014 when he was vice president because he don't want any of this stuff to come out. He knows there's more dirt there. He knows more garbage will probably come out. And all he's doing is shielding himself, his son, his brother, and his entire Biden crime family. That's all he's doing. If he wasn't doing that, he would have pardoned him for the 2 criminal acts that he's pled guilty to. But nope, he's given his son blanket immunity, but no one is above the law. And Joe Biden uses the excuse that he was unfairly targeted. His Department of Justice unfairly targeted him because he was his son. Give me a break. Sell that to your wife or whoever you want to sell it to. Don't try to sell it to the American public. We're too smart for you now, Joe. We know you. We got your number. You can't fool us anymore. Never in a million years would I let one person run my life to the point that drives me mentally insane. Sarcastic, you're so right. These people are delusional. You got to feel bad. You got to pray for them. As Christians, we have to pray for them. They're delusional. I'm telling you, to stand by a lake and shout out because Donald Trump became president because you think you're going to lose control over your own body, it's not true. It's an absolute lie. To sterilize yourself because you think Donald Trump is somehow going to take control of your body? It's ridiculous. It's sad. It's pathetic. Pray for those people. I think those people lost their way, have no hope because they don't believe in higher power. That's true. That's true. They're absolutely right. You know, they've lost the sense of the Lord. William Robinson, thank you. Michael, is the mob still active in New Orleans? I've lived here for many years and homicides are higher than ever. Slightly. There isn't a big presence there anymore, the same way there isn't a big presence across the country. Is it gone completely? No. But is it a major force or power? No. And don't believe that the homicides are caused by the Mafia in New Orleans. Not so. And I have many friends there. Okay, Raz, Greg Laurie, haha. Now that's a crook. Why is Greg Laurie a crook? That's offensive to me. I know Greg Laurie for the past 20 years. I don't know a more decent person than Greg Laurie. Why do you call him a crook? What evidence do you have? What facts do you have to bear that out? You see, people, this is wrong. Greg Laurie is a very decent person who has done so much for the community. You have no idea what he's done with Harvest and the Harvest Crusades. And to call him a crook is really irresponsible, and it's just downright wrong. And I resent that because he's a dear friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, him and his wife and his entire family. I attend that church. I know Greg Laurie extremely well. And I'll put Greg Laurie up, his character up against anyone, anyone. There isn't a better person out there than Pastor Greg Laurie. And to call him a crook, that's absolutely wrong. And if you ever want to sit down with me and show me the facts. Okay, there are none, but show me whatever evidence you believe there is to prove that. I will change your opinion 1000%. And that's my challenge to you. Do it to me. Email me, michaelfranzese@gmail.com. Email me and take me up on that challenge because I need to change your mind about my pastor and my dear friend. That's what too many people do. They besmirch and demean somebody for no reason. They have no evidence to support it, no facts, no nothing, but they want to try to ruin somebody. You can never ruin Greg's name, but I'm just saying, this is what people do. It's rampant on social media, and they shouldn't do that. They have no conscience and no moral foundation when they do something like that. I'm sorry, but I'm the only one that died laughing at the way he just came out and flat out said, ladies, get some help. Christina Chavez. Well, you know what? Get some help. Mr. Wayne, Mr. Franzese, could you get in touch with Annika Lucas? I'm not sure who she is, but if she's somebody I should be in touch with for whatever reason, if she has a story, maybe I can tell my team they're listening. Please reach out if you know who that is. David, thank you. Merry Christmas, Michael, from a retired cop from Texas. Good show. Hunter wouldn't have pulled that laptop stunt with the Mafia. You ain't kidding, he wouldn't have pulled it. But thank you very much. And I just want you to know that I am a big supporter of law enforcement. Listen, even when I was in the life, we understood. You know what we told law enforcement? Do your job. You're on one side, we're on the other. Do your job. We understand it. Protect the neighborhood. Go after the criminals, even us. Just don't frame us because we are on the other side. Don't frame us. But if you do your job right, we respect you. We never had a problem with law enforcement in that regard. And that's why I have the same opinion today. Do your job. We want you to protect our neighborhoods. We rely on you. We depend upon you. We need you. And we respect you. And this defund the police movement has shown to be a catastrophe, a disaster. And that's why America has woken up. That's why Donald Trump will be the next president again. They've woken up. They've seen these woke policies cause nothing but destruction and disaster. We need our police. We support our police. All we say is do your job the right way. We're happy. Okay. Wow. Mo, thank you very much. Mo just gave us a nice donation. Mo, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. He doesn't have a question, so but thank you very much, and just know how much we appreciate it. We really mean that. Thank you, and thank you for being a follower and jumping in. Thank you very much. Drone Video Revolution. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, Michael. Missed you years back when you came to Pittsburgh to speak. Any plans on coming back? And did you know of any Mafia ties back in the day from Pittsburgh? Yes, I did. I love that town. I love that city. Many friends there. I won't mention their names right now. I have no plans to speak there now, but I'm sure I'll be visiting again in the future. But it's a great city, and thank you for jumping on. I appreciate that. JB Well, Greg Laurie is stealing souls from the devil's grass. JB, thank you. Now that's a statement I'll stand by and honor. You know how many people have come to Christ through Greg Laurie's Harvest Crusades? Unbelievable. 600,000 souls have come to Christ just at his crusades that his church prepares for, and he doesn't charge for. He doesn't charge anybody. It's free. They fill up Anaheim Stadium for 2 nights. Over 100,000 people come, and 35 to 4,000 to 6,000 people are saved during these things. He's stealing souls from the devil. I love that. I'm going to let Greg know that. JB, thank you very much. And I don't mean to get off on the person that disparaged Greg Laurie, but hey, he's a friend of mine. I defend my friends to the nth degree. My family and friends, I defend them, but you know what? Don't lie about them. I had trouble with my son. Be honest with you, he screwed up. And I don't defend that. Okay. And I took care of it and he's on the right track now. But I would never stand up and say, oh, my son is perfect. Not perfect. I wasn't perfect. My mother taught me, and my father, when you do something wrong, you're going to be held accountable to it. And we're not going to lie for you. So look, I can get off on this. Okay. Kalina, thank you very much. Kalina71. I gave $5 at the start of the stream, but I don't think you were able to see it. Just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas. Thank you, Kalina. I didn't see it. I appreciate it very much. And again, all of you that donated, we appreciate it very much. We don't ask you for it. I never solicit. I may tell you to buy my wine because I love my wine. I love our company. We're growing and I know people are enjoying it and I get satisfaction. And yeah, I'm a business person. And obviously, we want people to go out and get our wine. But we have a good product. We had our best month online for the month of November. We gave a great package away. People, they soaked it up. I signed bottles, over 300 bottles, and people really enjoyed it. And we got a lot of great feedback. So we appreciate that. We're going to be having a Christmas special. We'll be announcing that shortly, and hopefully you'll enjoy it again. And on Christmas Day, enjoy it with your family. But if you're drinking my wine, salute to you. All right, Kalina. Kalina, thank you very much. Christina Chavez, thank you very much. No question, but I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Michael L. Ancient History. Speak, Michael. I agree with you 1,000,000,000%. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Twinkle, where is your wine available? We're available now online in about 40 states, I believe. Go to franzesewine.com. And we're now in 12 states. Excuse me, we're now in 9 states. I think we'll be in 12 states by January. And hopefully next year we're going to be crossing the country and covering most all of the states. But we're really growing fast, people. And thanks to all of you enjoying it. So thank you very much. But go on franzesewine.com and it'll show you where you can pick up our wine. Do you ship your wine worldwide? Not yet. Well, we do ship to Australia because we do have a distributor there. We're now looking into the United Kingdom, Poland, and India. And they've all expressed interest in carrying our wine in certain places there. So we're looking into all of that. We do intend to be a global brand. We're focusing and concentrating on the United States first. But yes, we will be global at some point. Sam Voltek. Would you talk to Sean Ryan, Mr. Franzese? God bless, boss. Sean Ryan, please, who's on me with the team, see who that person might be. I don't know who he is. I'm not familiar with him. But maybe we can look him up and see if there's interest there. Thank you very much. Coneville 69, let's get back to common sense and become a part of bringing the week up and being a good-hearted person. I agree with that. And hopefully, I'm going to do something on Donald Trump that I want people to hopefully to view. It's going to be something about his character that I think people don't know about. And I want to bring it up because I really believe that Donald Trump wants to unite America. I see a difference in him this time around. He wants to be the president for all people. He did last time, but he had so much backlash. He was fighting every single day. They always say he had a chaotic presidency. He did, because he was constantly under fire from the left, constantly having to defend himself, constantly barrage after barrage after barrage. Hopefully now that has subsided. He's not going to get the same kind of blowback. People are wise to it. He's got a mandate and he'll be able to govern the way he wants to and really unite this country. I believe that's what his legacy, that's what he wants his legacy to be, that he united America. I really mean that. So let's hope he can do it. Okay, Elf, thank you very much. Would love to see you on Rogan. Hey, I would love to see myself on Rogan. We'll see what happens. Actually, I think there's some communication going on right now. I'm not going to promise anything. That's totally up to him. Obviously, I have a lot of respect for him. It's the biggest podcast in the world. And I'd be honored if he wanted to put me on, but hey, that's up to him. We'll see what happens. Carbenji, thank you very much. Got your package of wine just before Thanksgiving. My family loved it. Well, thank you very much. Spread the word. Appreciate that. We're looking for ambassadors in different states where you can go and talk about our wine and actually earn some money. So if you're interested, go to franzesewine.com and speak to one of our team members. They'll fill you in on it. but we're looking for ambassadors in every state that we're in, and obviously beyond that, and we'll make it worth your while. Promise you that. Gary Carter, Michael, comment on Trump's borders are Homan. I like Homan. I like all of his picks so far. I know that nobody is perfect. I get it. But will they be good for the job? That's what I care about. I like Homan. He's not backing down from anybody. He's a Trump supporter. He's going to do his job. He cares about the border. I saw tears in his eyes when he talked about that 2-year-old that was stuck there with a note. This is what they're doing. Do you realize that 300,000 children have been lost under the Biden-Harris administration? These liars who said the border was secure, that we were all making this up. They have lost 300,000 children. They don't know where they are. 300,000 children they allowed in this country. These people are bad people. I'm telling you. I like Homan. He's going to do his job. He's going to stand up against these governors who are going to try to continue to have a sanctuary state that wreaks havoc on their citizens. He's going to do the job. I feel it. Okay, just a few more people. I don't want to keep you too late. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. Stacy Brooks, thank you. Have you ever met the woman from Mob Wives? I met one of them. What was her name? Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Her name escapes me. I didn't like that show. I got to tell you now, I did not like that show. They weren't really mob wives, and it wasn't a good portrayal of the many mob wives that I knew that were good, decent women, and I didn't like the show. So I'm going to leave it at that. Randy Balin, thank you, Randy. Michael, I notice you feature Armenian wines. Is there a backstory behind choosing that particular country? Yes. Armenia, okay, was the mother of all wine. When Noah's Ark landed, for those of you, hopefully, that you believe in biblical times and biblical stories and truths, when Noah's Ark, after the flood, when it landed and the flood subsided, it landed at the foot of Mount Ararat, which was Armenia. So under the new civilization that Noah came out and inhabited, this new civilization was all about Noah and the people that he had in the ark, his family. The first vineyards were planted at the foot of Mount Ararat in Armenia. So it's the civilization, the birthplace of wine in this country. Some people say it was Georgia. There is a little, who knows, but I've seen enough supporting evidence to show that it was Armenia. So there is a transformation there. The new civilization, wine being a symbol of transformation. My story, a symbol of transformation, was a mobster, bad guy who found the Lord and got his life straightened out thanks to the Lord, not to anything I did, but thanks to his influence and the good Christian people around me, my wife being the primary person in my life, Greg, Laurie, and a number of other people. So that's why we picked Armenian wine. We will be branching, and plus it's good wine. It's great for the price. It's good wine. I'm telling you, you got to try it. Our Areni wine is the mother of all Pinot Noirs. It's the first really Pinot Noir. It's really good. For the price, you can't beat it. So try it. But that's the backstory. Go on our website. You'll read a lot more, franzesewine.com. Okay, who else we got here? Watsiflik, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. No question. Thank you. And when I say I appreciate, I really mean that. It's kind of humbling for people just to send in money without a question. I almost feel bad taking it, but we appreciate it very much. I really mean that. And trust me, we put it to good use. We try to put good content out there. We try to get the truth out to you. We try to, just say it like it is. And hopefully you see me as that. I know I rant. My wife tells me, calm down. But you know what? These things are so, God, they're just troubling. They're troubling when people in power, when people that you entrust to take care of your welfare, to take care of your country, the citizens of America, and they totally just trash that. You put your faith and trust, you give them your money, your hard-earned money and tax money, and they just totally, totally trash it and betray you. It's so hard for me to accept, people. I have to be honest. And I was a street guy. I get it. I seen corruption. I seen betrayal. You could say I turned my back on my life. I turned my back on my oath. That was a betrayal. I get it. I'm guilty of that. Even though I didn't put people in prison and I didn't do any of that and enter any witness protection programs, none of that stuff, because I wouldn't do it. Okay, but you could say I betrayed my oath. I've seen it all. But when you put your trust in somebody to take care of your welfare, you know, to take care of your country. And they totally betray it for their own agenda. And they become wealthy and they lie and they don't ever want to give up the power. This is terrible. To have people struggling, working two jobs and paying their tax money to support illegal migrants. And why are these illegal migrants here? Not for humanitarian reasons. Joe Biden doesn't give a darn about them. Neither does Pelosi, neither did Harris. They've proved it. They just wanted to turn this country blue, but it backfired on them. They made you support migrants so they can stay in power. That's the bottom line. That's it. Don't let them tell you anything different. Don't buy their Kool-Aid, drink it. It's nonsense. They don't care about these people. If they cared, they'd shut the border. They'd protect the neighborhoods. They'd protect the communities. They would have protected you during COVID. They wouldn't have lied to you. They would have told the truth about Joe Biden. They would have told the truth about Kamala Harris. They wouldn't have lied to you, but they don't care. And that's so hard for me to accept. I see it and it makes me cringe. I want to get up there and say, who the hell are you? Who do you think you are? We put you in power. We're paying your salary. We allowed you to get wealthy with your criminal activity. And you want to walk all over us? You want to call us garbage? You want to call us deplorable? Who the hell do you think you are? That's what I want to say to them. Anyway, that's why I get excited, people. No other reason. Okay, oh boy. Kenneth and Nick, thank you very much. Very generous of you. I appreciate that. Thank you. God bless you and your family. Kenneth and Nick, thank you so much for that. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful month. Let's keep jumping on these lives and just talking. You know, it's great to interact with you people. And listen, you know, I wish you would join my platform. I really mean that. And look, I put it right out front. The platform is $10 a month. And what are we putting there for the work that we do for $10 a month? We have courses in there on leadership, on business. I do webinars on there. We do Bible studies on there. You know, we have so much content that we're putting in there that we think is going to be beneficial for you. I get on a call, you know, twice a month at least and do a Q&A with my people in there. You know, go on there. You're going to benefit. You're going to meet other like-minded people. For business, it's going to be helpful. For personal situations, it's going to be helpful. Go on, take a look. You can quit at any time. See if it's for you. Costs you $10 a month. Okay, that's it. And you can leave at any time. We don't hold you to it. We love you for it. You know, that's it. But we have content in there that you're not going to get anywhere else. Resources that you're not going to get anywhere else. And we're constantly resupplying it. We're keeping it up to date. I want big expectations for this platform. Go on, see if you like it. michaelfranzese.com/family. michaelfranzese.com/family. Go on, take a look at it. I want to get to know every one of you. Kenneth and Nate, thank you so much. Okay. Cyber Robotnik, thank you very much. Hi, Michael. You did so good with that video with Big Homie. Any plans on visiting Europe? I will be in Europe in 2025. We go there, you know, God willing, every single year. I have an invitation now to speak in Ireland if we can get that going. We're working on it now. I have an invitation to speak in Dubai. So we're looking into that also. But yeah, I'll visit Italy, my homeland. Well, actually, America's my homeland, my ancestors' homeland. I have to say, my dad was born there, my grandparents. But I love Italy. I love Europe. I think Europe is spectacular. I love it. Michael, did you watch the Cricket World Cup this year as the USA qualified and were co-hosts? I didn't watch cricket. Very hard for me to get into that. It's a crazy game. You know, I'm a baseball fan, so it's kind of hard to get into cricket. So I didn't get to see it, but I didn't know that the United States was even in it. Wow, that's something. Metroid fan 9. Calling Joe Biden incompetent is a major understatement. Absolutely. That's a kind thing to say to Joe Biden, that he's incompetent. Believe me. That's kind. UMass 320. My aunt's brother was in the Brooklyn Bridge, was in the Brooklyn Bridge. Linda Ferrara, thank you very much. Okay, Funds Ficus, thank you very much. I think I already saw that, or did I? Fods Ficus, thank you very much. Again, very generous of you. I really appreciate it. Michael, I'm happy that you have such a strong following, and I hope even more come to know you and know your truth. Wendy, thank you so much. Wendy, I appreciate that. And thank all of you for making this a strong following. If it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't have a platform. So I recognize that. I realize that. It's very humbling to know that all these people support me. I have to tell you something, people. I don't go any place now without people recognizing me, coming up and, shaking my hand, taking a photograph with me. I was recently in Hawaii. Several people came up to me. I met a young man sitting next to me on the airplane that was a follower of mine on the way home. He actually posted a video that's in my story today. It's a wonderful feeling. It's very humbling to see all of you acknowledge what I'm doing and the content that we're presenting and liking my perspective, sometimes disagreeing with my perspective. It's okay. That's what America is all about. That's what freedom is all about. We have the right to disagree with one another. But the fact that you follow me and you listen is very encouraging. I appreciate it. And I mean that. I really mean it when I say it. Mark Phillips, Michael, you're a true inspiration. Whoop, I missed that. Darn it. Hold on, Mark. I'm coming back. Coming back. Oh gosh, where is it? Oh God, darn it. Let me see if I can get this back. 5 more minutes, people. Mark, I'm sorry I lost you. My bad on that. Oh, no, Mark Phillips. Michael, you're a true inspiration for everyone. I never lost my faith over the last year. It's been reinvigorated. Hearing you speak helps to keep it up on days that I feel a little down. Thank you. And people, I don't ever want to bring anybody down. I know sometimes when I rant, my wife says, come on, you're going to get people upset. I'm not getting you upset. I hope not. I'm trying to enlighten you and give you the truth. I have a unique perspective because people, I've seen so much in my life. I've experienced so much in my life. I've seen the good. I've seen the bad. I've done the good. I've done the bad. I've been there and done that. I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit through my experience. So I can speak, from experience, from knowledge. I'm not biased. I'm not biased. People, oh, Michael, you're biased to Trump. I'm not biased to Trump. I support Trump because I support his agenda. I support his policies, and I see him as a human being, as my president that I can trust. And that's what I look for. That's what I look for, and that's why I support him, and listen, when I was on the street, I didn't support Republicans because they were the party of law and order, and we were criminals at the time. We were able to corrupt Democrats. We weren't able to corrupt Republicans back then. So I was more supportive of the Democratic Party back then. I grew up as a Democrat until I got smart and realized, what are these people doing? All they do is lie. All they do, come election time, they're going to do everything and they lie. But I'll tell you something else. I thought Bill Clinton was a good president. I thought he's brilliant. I seen him on a talk show once. I never seen a guy that had such command of every issue that was brought up to him. I thought he was brilliant. I don't like him now, but back then I thought he was a good president. John Kennedy, we looked up to John F. Kennedy. Come on, he was a Democrat. It was a different party back then, people. It was a different party. It's not the same party today. We got to bring the Democratic Party back. Get rid of the progressives and bring the Democratic Party back. I like the two-party system. I like the independents. I like it. We need that diversity. We need, different thoughts. We got to somehow get into the middle. That's it. We don't want to go too far right. We don't want to go too far left. But, bringing these parties together and sharing thoughts and ideas, that's how we get to the center. And that's what benefits the American people. Cody Moore, thank you. Best place to eat in New York City. Oh boy. Carbone's restaurant. I love it. Chaz Palminteri's restaurant. I love it. There's a whole bunch. I can give you a list, and go on and on and on. Maybe I'll do a video about it and I'll post the 10 greatest restaurants in New York City, according to Michael Franzese. So all those of you traveling there, you can find out. Carbone's, wonderful place. Great Italian food, great atmosphere. You'll love it. Trust me. Okay. All right, we're gonna do, it's 6:29. That's an hour and a half, people. I'll do 5 more and then we're gone. I don't want to keep you all night. Some of you got to eat dinner. Cindy Merritt, Michael, love your show. Thank you for everything you do. Bring honest discussions on all topics. God bless you and your brother. Cindy, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Sorry, I saw right through Bill Clinton. That's why I left the Democratic Party. You might be right. Honestly, I didn't focus on him too much. Maybe there's some things that I missed. I don't know. I just thought he was a brilliant guy. He was the comeback kid at one time. Obviously, we understand, some of the other things that he did were distasteful, but you may be right and you can educate me. Hey, listen, there's always somebody smarter out there than me. I don't mind learning from somebody. I'm 73 years old. I don't know everything. And if somebody comes with wisdom and a near knowledge and experience, lay it on me because I want to learn. David Castle, I live in Amish country community, a small town, and I can guarantee you that we will not tolerate that nonsense again. David, thank you very much. And yes, I understand it was the Amish community in Pennsylvania that really supported Donald Trump and his agenda and his ideas. Thank you very much for that. I've been there many times. I've spoken to the Amish people, so respectful. I loved it. I spoke to, I think, about 1,000 of them. I forget which community it was in Pennsylvania. Was great, and I really interacted well with them. Amazing, really. The lawyers are all friends and work together to drain the family assets, not trying to get a fair agreement. Family courts need to be fixed. Hey, you know what? We need a lot of reform in this country, and hopefully, Donald will lead the way. I saw through Obama in his second term, and that's why I switched to the third party. You know what? You're right. I voted for, well, I would have. I couldn't vote at that time. I didn't have my rights, but my family voted for Obama at the time. I thought he was going to be the great hope to unify this country. A black president. Wow. Wonderful. Unify the country. Unite. Get rid of this racist garbage. Unify the country. He did just the opposite. He was a failure as president, as far as I'm concerned, for that reason alone. We don't want a divided America. We want a united America. And that's what Donald Trump needs to do. He needs to unite this country again and get us thinking the right way, on the right path. Okay, Sasha Rogers, somebody's children right now are on trial for guns and drugs. The YSL kids were waiting to hear verdict on that any moment. Well, I don't know the case, but I hope it works out good. Okay, this is my last one, people. I'm going to let you all go. Pablo Bustillo, thank you very much. Very generous of you. Huge fan from Houston. I visited Little Italy in New York City a few days ago. How authentic is it still? Not like it was before. Trust me, when we had control of Little Italy, it was a better place. When we had a big presence in the Feast of San Gennaro, better. Trust me on that. I'm not demeaning it now. Don't get me wrong. It's still Little Italy, but it was better when we were there. Trust me on that. And we protected that neighborhood. There was no crime there. It was a great time to be part of Little Italy. I'll leave it at that. All right, I lied. Let me give you two more. Mark T, been Republican as long as I could vote, starting with Bush Sr. Okay. And this is the last one. Michael, have you seen The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone? I did see it. I didn't like it too much. I thought Godfather 1 and 2 were so brilliant that it was hard to do anything to match either one of the two. And by the way, Godfather 2, 50-year anniversary coming up. I'm going to do something special on that. If you're in my platform, michaelfranzese.com/family, I'm doing a special presentation of the 50th anniversary of Godfather 2. I'm also for everyone. You'll get a little more of it in my platform. For those of you that watch my YouTube channel, you very often see that tapestry behind me with the 50 mob guys that I thought really depicted the Mafia, Cosa Nostra in this country. And I'm going to start doing a documentary series on each one, starting with Carlo Gambino. I want to see how you react to it. If you like it, we'll continue. If you don't, we'll move on. But it's a documentary style series that I'll be doing. Carlo Gambino will be the first. We're going to release it later this month. My editors are really doing a good job on it, and I think it's going to be exciting, something you're going to want to see. We'll put it up there for free, but you'll get a little bit more of it in my platform also, because that's what we give to our members. So michaelfranzese.com/family. So that's it for today, my friends. Listen, I appreciate all of you. Again, if I get a little bit carried away, please understand it's only because I have a passion for this. I care about my people. I care about my family. I care about my country. I love my God, who's given me a second opportunity in life, something I didn't deserve, I didn't earn. but he's given it to me and I appreciate it very much. And I've been trying to spread the word, throughout this world over the past 25 years. And listen, people, I'm not the best Christian, believe me, but my faith is rock solid. I love the Lord Jesus Christ for what he's done in my life and the way he's helped me and the way I've seen him transform others' lives. It's real, it's true. I kid you not, people. Tune into my Bible study tomorrow night, michaelfranzese.com/Bible study, and go on the platform, michaelfranzese.com/family. Love all of you guys. God bless you. Enjoy the start of the season, the great Christmas season. Enjoy it, and we will stay in touch throughout this month. God bless you. Take care.